Welcome to Ports and Palaces podcast. It is August 26th, and if you're looking to venture through a spooky and spectacular experience, you're in the right place. On today's episode, we'll walk you through all the sights, sounds, scares of Oogie Boogie Bash.
Good morning. Happy August 26th. Last week we covered the Halloween party at Disney World. So this week we're going to jump coast to talk about the Halloween party at Disneyland, which is called Oogie Boogie Bash.
August is finally almost over. Honestly, I'm just tired of the heat.
Yeah, I'm tired of the heat, tired of the newness of a school routine. I'm ready to get back to normal. But Labor Day is coming up. We've got a good 3-day weekend coming up. We've got some fun plans, but I bet some people out there have more fun plans and are planning to go to the Oogie Boogie Bash. So let's help them out getting ready to go.
Absolutely. Let's start with some basic facts. It is in Disney California Adventure. It is select nights within August through October. The party starts from 6 p.m. and ends at 11 p.m. But you can enter DCA starting at 3 p.m. actually. All non-party guests are escorted out starting at 5 p.m. Parking fees are not included.
And adding on to what's not included, Lightning Lane Multipass and Lightning Lane Single Pass will not be operating during the party. It'll be standby only. That does include the Premier Pass. Costumes are encouraged. I actually, when I'm sitting at home bored, I love seeing all the creativity. I saw a TikTok or wherever it was a video of the two Lizzie McGuire's. That's not correct, but from the movie, there's the actual Lizzie McGuire that has the blonde hair, and then Hilary Duff in a wig. That was the Isabella. No, and they were doing the hey now, this is what dreams are made of. It was fine. Never mind. So if you've seen that, please let me know, because Chad is looking at me like I am insane, but I know so many people saw it. Stick around to the end though, because we have a new fun addition that Disney is actually helping you with your costume. And then an inclusion of your Oogie Boogie Bash ticket price is that any PhotoPass photos taken during the party are free, i.e. included with your party ticket price. So we're going to go through some of those best places to get those photos because they are included with your ticket price. And those are any photos taken with an actual PhotoPass photographer, just so you know.
So the big draw of Oogie Boogie Bash are the treat trails. This is where you can get candy as you go through and meet some of the characters and villains that are there. Namely, there's Syndrome, who is brand new. If you don't know who Syndrome is, he's from The Incredibles. He's very interactive, very jokey with the crowd that's walking by. You can find him where Sid used to be.
Yeah, he's new, and he's really close in proximity to the crowd. He's over where Sid used to be. He's replaced Sid over by Midway Mania kind of area. We call it the bandstand area. It's a little stage over there by Midway Mania on Pixar Pier. So if you're familiar with where Sid was, he has replaced Sid. He's in the exact same location.
Next up is Ernesto de la Cruz. We'll find him playing a guitar and singing his song, Remember Me. He does interact with the crowd, but honestly, we kind of found him a little boring.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that is our interpretation on what we've experienced. I've heard other people that say he's the best. I anticipated that if he wasn't singing, he would still interact with the crowd. We've never gotten to hear him sing, so I know that's a big draw for him. But I was anticipating, like Chad said, that he would interact, he would talk, and he just kind of stood there. He would sometimes mumble some things, but he wasn't interacting. This last time we went, I dare to even say it, but we were close to parade time. The parade had started on the other side of the park, so I don't know if they told him to stop talking, but I mean, the parade didn't hit that side of the park until a good 20-25 minutes later. So that was interesting if that was the case, but that's why we say he's kind of boring. He's very cool to look at. It's a very nice setup, but I wasn't expecting more.
If you do want to see him, you can find him tucked away in the Hyperion Theater courtyard. Next up is Maleficent. She is a returning villain for Oogie Boogie Bash. You can find her at Grizzly Peak area.
Yeah, she's very cool. She is returning, so she's been gone for a few years, and now she is back.
Over on the Marvel side, you can find Agatha. She's the bad witch from Marvel. She has her own TV show if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet. Maybe this year.
She's very fun, very interactive, very jokey. You can find her where you would normally find Doctor Strange. You can find her at the Ancient Sanctum in Avengers Campus.
You've also got over in San Francisco Square is Yokai, who is the villain of Big Hero 6. He's very ominous. We haven't seen this movie, so it's hard for us to be
I've seen the movie.
Oh,
but Yokai
apologies.
just seems very awkward. He doesn't really know what to say. Neither would I, honestly. I don't think he's a very fleshed out character in the movie. But
The only funny thing I've heard him say was something like, what's the actual Big Hero 6? What's his name? Well, he was like, he's no hero. He's just a big marshmallow, which I thought was kind of funny. But moving on.
next up, you've got Judge Doom. He is extra scary and very into character. Interaction is very dark and ominous. Might scare the littles.
Yeah.
A little bit too much. Just be aware of that. If you don't know, Judge Doom is from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
So when Chad says extra scary, so the last 2 years he was there, he actually dipped the character,
The shoe.
yeah, the shoe, into what you were going to assume was like a vat of acid, which everyone was like, oh my gosh, like they've since removed that piece. Like he's just kind of hanging above the acid, just so you know. So it's a little less intense, but that is something. He's also in a new location this year. So if you have been watching previous years, he was over in that Grizzly Peak area, over kind of by Soren. He is now over where like Monsters Inc. ride was. So he's kind of tucked away in the back, which is a new location for him. And that's also where the Sanderson sisters used to always be. So just so you know, that is a new location for him. So
After that, we've got Dr. Doofenshmirtz. If you don't know, is from Phineas and Ferb. He is very goofy and self-aware. This wasn't scary at all. Kind of like Syndrome. Not scary at all. He looks kind of weird in my opinion. I think they should have gone with a cartoon head, like a mask. Instead, they added a bunch of
like
prosthetics, yeah.
He's more silly. He does have a very good voice, though. He sounds just like him. So it's either the actor or like a voice box. And then he is inside the Disney Theater where the Clubhouse show is during the day. So right kind of near Animation Academy.
After that, we've got Hades. He likes to monologue about himself and about his situations. Loves to joke with the crowd. He's very fiery at times and gets angry, but then quickly cools himself off.
Yeah, that's a fun part of the show. If you can try to catch when he gets upset, everything turns red, including his hair, which is really cool. He is outdoors, so that's something to take into consideration. You may not want to go see him early in the party because you won't get those same visual effects like you will at nighttime. So just kind of make your plans as far as where you want to see him when.
Not last, you can still meet several other characters in the park, but we'll get to those. Oogie Boogie himself. Very creepy, but very fun and very energetic. Very vocal, actually. Mm-hmm. I can't tell if it's somebody in the suit trying to sound like him or if it's pre-recorded on a soundboard and somebody's just controlling the suit. I don't know. Either way, it's a fantastic experience. 10 out of 10 for me.
The whole setup is really cool. His entire, like they have all these screens going with all his little candy things and the cards. It's a very cool setup for him.
Oogie Boogie is known to be a gambler, so it's got all of his like roulette wheels and stuff like that on the wall projected, and it's just really cool.
Don't leave his Oogie Boogie Bash without at least saying hello to Oogie Boogie himself. And he is inside Animation Academy, so right next to Dr. Doofenshmirtz in like Hollywoodland. And then there are 3 treat trails that are just candy. So there's no villains. But if you're there for candy, which, you know, some people really are, there is one in Radiator Springs, one on Buena Vista Street that does not open until 9. So be careful on that one. And then one on what I call like the World of Color Plaza. So they have no villains, no characters there, but they are some candy trails. Just like Chad said, there are treat trails where you get candy and there's villains to interact with. And then there are character photo ops, so characters that you stand in line to meet. A lot of these are like rare characters that you don't usually see a whole lot. So people will stand in line for those. The biggest one that people will stand in line for, I mentioned earlier, was Minnie, Daisy, and Clarabelle as the Sanderson sisters. They are in a new location this year. So they used to be over in that tucked away area by Monsters, Inc. They are now on like the, what I call the World of Color Plaza in front of the lake, which is more like a pond. And it's opposite of the Pixar Pal Around. So, you know, if you're looking at the Pixar Pal Around, you will see the Sanderson sisters in front of you. Other really good ones this year are Megara. So from Hercules, she is found over in that Grizzly Peak area, and she rotates with Pain and Panic. So if you are wanting to see one or the other, you might want to talk to the cast member and be like, hey, can I start the line for whichever one is not being seen at this time? Or you may ask the cast member. They're really good about being like, hey, this is the point where the next character is going to show up. So you kind of know who to stand in line for. Something our family does is if we don't all have to be in the photo, so maybe our daughter really wants to see both characters, but Chad and I mind not being in one of the photos, one of us will stay with her in the first line and the other one will go start the line for the second one. So just know that is an option. They usually rotate every 30 45 minutes.
Yeah,
ish,
typically.
Over in Carthay Circle are rotating characters, so it's hard to tell you exactly who you're going to see because those are kind of whoever's available that day, but it's usually Hans from Frozen, which is a rare character. Queen of Hearts is usually over there. Captain Hook and Smee are usually over there, but they haven't been announced this year, so I don't know if they switched them out. And then new this year is the Cheshire Cat. I've never seen that character in person, so that'd be really cool to see. There is another...
Mickey is also there in his Kingdom Hearts Keyblade Master apparel. A lot of people line up for this, especially people who know the Kingdom Hearts series, including me. I think it's pretty cool, but I think it was underwhelming. I really honestly wish they had Donald and his mage apparel and Goofy in his knight's armor there.
I do think they have them there.
It isn't the full package.
I do think that they have them there sometimes. Like Mickey is the guarantee, but I do think Donald and Goofy are there at some points. And then other characters to meet over in Radiator Springs is Lightning McQueen dressed as a superhero, Mater as a vampire, and Cruz Ramirez. Avengers area, they rotate, so those are hard to know exactly who you're going to see at what time, but usually the Scarlet Witch is over there because she's now considered kind of a villain. And then Pixar Pier has a lot. Those rotate quite a bit, but usually it's the Incredibles and like Ember and Wade from Elemental.
If you're tired of walking around so much and want to stop and enjoy a parade, Frightfully Fun Parade begins at 7:45 and then also again at 10 p.m. If you can wait until the later one, please do so. There are ample places to stand or sit on the curb, where there's also plenty of short walls and ledges in front of some of the buildings to sit on in some areas. It's a very long, spaced out parade.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, the parade will start on one end of the park, and so they'll like shut things down on the other end, but it will take a good 20 minutes, 25, almost 30 minutes to get to the other side of the park. So we're going to talk at the very end of our tips of what we would do for the party. And that is going to come into play a lot because people will start sitting down for the 7:45 parade at 7 p.m. And it really doesn't get to like Avengers Campus area until almost 8:30. And then people have wasted 45 minutes of their time. So something to keep in mind, depending on where you are in the park. It starts over in the Paradise Gardens area over by Pixar Pier and works its way down through to Avengers Campus and exits that way. So just know, depending on where you are, it could be much later than 7:45 or 10 when it gets to you.
Next up, if you're looking for more of an artful or bright and dark at the same time, colorful ambiance type of experience, over at the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail, you can go to Villains Grove. This is a really awesome light up experience. You walk through the Redwood Creek Woods. Be sure to watch and look for projections of your favorite Disney villains. But it definitely has all of their colors and different themes, and you can hear sounds and ominous music and all kinds of stuff. But like I said, there's projections and fiber optics built into the experience around the walkway. You can see certain characters pop up out of nowhere, like the Cheshire Cat, I think we've seen.
When he says characters, though, it's not real characters. It's like projections of them, or
Correct.
like the fiber optics make a design of them. There are no characters in this experience. It can be a little spooky if you have little ones, but we really like to turn it into a game. Like, hey, look at this section. What do you think this might be? And we kind of use the clues of the lights and the sounds to help us be like, oh, this is Wonderland from Alice. And it just kind of takes away some of that spooky aspect of it. Moving along. So rides are another big piece of the party. Obviously, most people are not there to ride rides, so that makes those ride lines really short. But if you are planning to ride rides and you are not going to be at DCA during a regular park day, these are the ones I would prioritize. So Monsters After Dark. So this is the Guardians of the Galaxy ride that used to be Tower of Terror, but it's specifically like a Halloween spooky one. So it happens every day during the Halloween season, and they usually do the switchover around like 3 p.m. So the regular ride shuts down about 3 p.m. and then it switches over to this Halloween one called Monsters After Dark. It is a little intense. It is a little, if you've got ones that are easily spooked, there are lots of kind of creepy monsters, but you don't see them for a very long time. Cause like I said, it's the Tower of Terror, like drop ride that used to be. So you don't see those scenes for very, very long. If you're wanting more just a fun, spooky, but not like spooky, it's just got spooky music ride, you're going to want to go over to Radiator Springs because there's Mater's Jamboree, or the official name is Mater's Junkyard Jamboree. And it's the exact same ride as normal, but they do some fun Halloween songs. And then you've got Luigi's Honkin' Hall-Oween, which is pretty much the same ride as Mater's. Your car kind of moves around in little circles. It reminds me a lot like Teacups or Alien Swirling Saucers, things like that. And it's just got Halloween music. So photo spots, we talked about that there was free photo pass photos while you're at the park. There are photo pass spots everywhere. So if you want one in front of World of Color, like what we call the Wheel of Death, but the Pixar Pal Around, there's going to be one for that. There are a ton in Radiator Springs. So there's ones with like in front of Flo's V8 with the little car they turn into a spider. All of the character photo ops will have a photo pass photographer there. Do not miss the Headless Horseman statue. Make sure to do that in the evening when he's kind of lit up and cool. But do not miss those photo spots. That is included in your price. And so take advantage of that. You have 45 days from the party to download those to your phone, and they are free.
I just wanted to quickly mention, in the parades that I mentioned earlier, the Headless Horseman does make an appearance.
He does. He's like the first of the floats, but you have to be early. So he usually goes like 20 minutes before the parade starts. So when we said the parade starts at 7:45 and 10, then the Headless Horseman usually goes at 7:30 and 9:45. So just be ready for that. There's not much party-specific food this year, which is interesting. There is a lot of Halloween food that we will cover in a future episode, but party-specific food, there's only loaded buffalo chicken fries over at Flo's V8, which looks interesting. A Carolina loaded tenders over at Flo's as well, which kind of just looks like tenders with spicy stuff on it. Over at Award Wieners are chili cheese fries, so standard there. And then over at the Cozy Cone Motel is ube hot chocolate with vanilla vodka. That kind of sounds good. So pretty much all of the specialty food is over in Radiator Springs, with just one thing over at Award Wieners. A lot of people have been talking about the Nightmare Before Christmas, the Mayor Sipper, the like drink. That is available at lots of places. So you've got Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta, Chiller at Paradise Gardens, Corn Dog Castle, Fairfax Market, Mortimer's Market, Paradise Grill Paradise Garden Grill, Smoke Jumpers Grill, and select vending carts. So if you can't find the Mayor Sipper, just keep walking for a little bit and you will find it. Speaking of things you can buy, over at Elias & Co. and Gone Holiday and Seaside Souvenirs, you'll also discover lots of the event merchandise. So noticeably, they have a crossbody bag, Minnie Mouse ear headband that actually has a removable bow, so it can become Mickey Mouse ear headband if you want. And a Spirit jersey are also available. So there was a lot though, like shirts, jackets. They're just kind of noticing those 3 things over at Disney, but there was a ton of things.
There are some experience add-ons that you can do this year, namely the dessert party during the Frightfully Fun Parade, either at the 7:45 or the 10 p.m. showing. Check in 45 minutes prior to the parade start time. It does help if you need a place to sit.
Yeah, if you need a place to sit, this would be a good option. But like we said, the parade is spaced out. So if you're checking in 45 minutes before parade time and then waiting for the parade to actually get to where you're seated, it could be almost an hour, hour and a half of your party time. So if you have already achieved everything or you really just need a place to sit, I wouldn't do this, in my opinion. We also talked about a new perk that was involved with costuming. So this is straight from Disney's words, but this is new. It says, for those going out in full glam, a talented team of Disney stylists at Tenaya Stone Spa in Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa can complete their look with makeup and hairstylings inspired by classic Disney characters and princesses. So that was new, and I think that's kind of fun. They can encourage that. I wonder if people will try to use this also at Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. Like if they don't get a Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique reservation, they could do this instead. There wasn't a whole lot of information about it. I don't know if it's just for on-property guests. It doesn't say. So a cool little new perk.
On top of all that, if you have the VIP tour, if you missed out on tickets, this is the best way to get them now. Includes both park hopper admission and event tickets to Oogie Boogie Bash. You can be escorted through both parks by a dedicated VIP tour guide who will customize your experience, tell you little historical things about the park, can work around your group's priorities and must-do experiences. You can enjoy expedited access to all the attractions that you denote that you want to rush to first. There is expedited entry as well to select treat trails, and you get reserved seating for the Frightful Fun Parade and more.
Yeah, if you are doing like a 1 day at Disney or a 2 day at Disney, this would be a great way to get that done. This is also a great way for people who maybe didn't realize tickets had been sold out or were waiting for a certain time period when they could afford the tickets and now they're sold out. This is an option. Chad said, it does include park hopper during the day for both parks. So this would be a great way to knock out both parks plus the party. There are time constraints on this, but if you have any questions about the VIP tour, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to help you guide through that. It is a wonderful experience. And I have some clients going this year that are truly doing a 1 day Halloween at Disney. They're going this route. It actually was cheaper to do this than to do a full stay with a bunch of multi-day tickets and things like that. So happy to help with that. We also have a map with all the not to miss items. So send us a message if you'd like a copy. We are asking to send us a message. First, share with all your party friends that are also going so they can help in the planning process. And then send us a message saying shared with friends, please send the map. My email is in the show notes. And then you can also find me on socials if you want to send a message this way. And final, I know most people have been waiting for this, are tips. So we have been blessed to be able to go to Oogie Boogie Bash and experience this firsthand. Some of our tips that we had prior are no longer true because Sanderson sisters switched spots. But here's what we recommend: to go in a figure 8. So start either in Avengers Campus or over in Pixar Pier. Work your way around. Go up through Radiator Springs, go around through Pixar Place, go down. By that point, you're over in Villains Grove. The night has gotten dark. Go do that. Continue making your circle, and then go back up through Avengers Campus. Do that over there, and then hit the Hades, Oogie Boogie, Dr. Doofenshmirtz, and now Judge Doom over there. It used to be Sanderson Sisters. Try to hit all of those during right before that second parade, because a lot of people are going to be crowded in front of that parade. And so Ernesto de la Cruz, now Judge Doom, Hades, all of those are going to be kind of blocked off from people. So if you're on that side of the park already, you're going to be able to get them pretty quick with low lines. So that is our recommendation. Like I said, do like a figure 8 around the park, starting in Radiator Springs and working your way around. If you are staying at Grand Californian, obviously you have kind of an advantage because your hotel is right there kind of in Villains Grove. So I still recommend doing a figure 8, but doing it opposite. So going up Radiator Springs, down through Avengers, making a figure 8 that way, doing all those like Ernesto de la Cruz, Hades, Judge Doom during the first parade, hopping over, doing Oogie Boogie, Dr. Doofenshmirtz, things like that right after the parade, and then making a figure 8 the other way across Pixar. So that is our recommendation. Pretty easy. Just make a figure 8. But if you are still wanting that map, please send me a message. I'd be happy to help.
With that said, I am Chad.
And I'm Kirsten.
Happy travels from all your ports to palaces.
See you next week.
This podcast is sponsored by Ports and Palaces Vacations. Whether you are wanting to check out a new port along a cruise line or see the palaces of Disney and Universal, our travel advisors make your dream trip a reality. Your next trip is just a click away.